What do you think about the 2016 presidential election?
It's kind of sad that the two candidates, you sort of have to pick between the two. It's my first election, and it's a little stressful that I don't really want either one. But you have to pick the lesser of two evils, I guess. That's how I think about it.
So you're not happy with the candidates is what you're saying?
No. Not really, no.
What will it do for women's rights if either of these candidates get elected?
In regards to women's rights, I think having Hillary president would be like a major step in the right direction, just because she's going to be the first women's president. I mean, even if Jill Stein wins, same thing. Like, as long as there's the first female president, it's just going to be like a big deal. If Trump wins, I don't really know what he's going to do with the rest of his life, but I honestly think he'll be impeached. That's my personal opinion. I don't think he's going to last very long in office.
Okay, who are you supporting in this election?
I'm supporting Hillary Clinton.
Do you feel comfortable with the choice of candidates that you had? Are you happy that you're voting for Clinton?
I find that it is the lesser of two evils, but I have a lot more faith in what Hillary Clinton is going to do for our country than what the opposing side is going to do.
Okay, who are you supporting in the 2016 presidential election?
Donald Trump.
Are you happy with the candidates in this election?
No.
Why is that?
I don't feel as if either candidate would make a competent president.
How do you feel about the KKK endorsing Trump?
I didn't even know we still had a KKK.
We do have a KKK, and they did endorse Trump.
I'm not so happy about that.
Why do you feel scared and like you can't outwardly express your support for Trump?
Because Democrats are crazy and they don't support Trump. They are the most vocal about their votes. So you can say whatever you want negative towards Trump, but the minute you say something negative towards Hillary, everyone is up in arms and they have huge problems. They are the most vocal supporters.
All right, who are you supporting in the 2016 election?
I'm with Hill Dog, Hillary Clinton, big Hill Dog guy.
Okay, what's your stance on illegal immigration, and how do you feel Hillary or Trump would deal with that?
Basically, everything Trump has said about immigration is a lie, and he's a liar. And the stats he uses to back his facts are just wrong. And that's what the essay's on. So, good question.
Okay, can you describe Donald Trump in 3 words or less?
Funny, mean, bad president.
Okay, last question. How do you feel the media has portrayed both of the candidates throughout this election process, and do you think it's been a fair representation?
Yeah, I think they both got an even amount of
China,
for lack of a better word. There was a lot of dirt on both of them, and that came out. The media showed that.
How do you feel about Hillary's emails and the FBI reopening the investigation?
I think that was wrong. Shame on you, Hillary.
What's your stance on the 2016 presidential election?
Well, this is just one of the most important elections that there is this year. So, 1, it's important for everybody to go out there and vote. And 2, no matter how people just don't really like neither one candidates, but yeah, one of them is going to end up leading this country eventually. So, everybody needs to go out there and vote, and we'll just have to see what happens from there.
Who are you voting for?
Right not say.
So, are you happy with either candidate, or?
Oh, no, I'm not happy with neither one. Neither one at all.
So, do you think a third party is more enticing in this election?
It really is, because of the fact that you have 2 high-ranking politicians that are running right now. So just by adding in an additional vote to somebody that's really not high up there, it is kind of wasting a vote. Yeah. So it's even though you don't want to choose between either Hillary or Trump, you have to make a decision between both of them, because in the end it's going to be one of those two that are going to end up leading this country. So by voting for a third party, it's going to make it very difficult.
Why do you think so many Republicans are going away from Trump, are saying they do not support him, and along those lines?
Well, just looking at the news today and all the other days, the things that Trump be saying is just ridiculous. and a whole bunch of nonsense at that. So I don't blame him for leaving, and it's just the fact that like his true colors are starting to show, and at this point it's just that people are still going to vote for him regardless of what happened. But in the end of the day, it's like he's losing out on votes based off of what's been said.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Steve Bannon?
That on SNL they portrayed him as the Grim Reaper, and the Grim Reaper is not enough to describe Steve Bannon, how terrible he is, and like just aside from like the racist, sexist rhetoric that he's been peddling for years on Breitbart, the fact that he wants to turn Breitbart into a state-run media propaganda machine for Donald Trump to rewrite history about how Obama has given him one of the strongest economies that any president has ever given to his successor is just it really grinds my gears.
What are your thoughts on Mike Pence?
Where to begin with Mike Pence? Well, he supports the idea of electroshock therapy to convert gay people into straight people. So I think if you're a human being who has any sense of morals or what is right and wrong in this world, then you would be against the homo
China
garbage piece of
China
shit bag that is Mike Pence.
What do you think of Donald Trump's position on climate change?
I don't think he knows anything about climate change. I think that the people who are surrounding him are trying to influence him because they're bought out by coal companies, and they just want more short-term money for themselves, and then they won't have to worry about the long-term future for future generations. And Donald Trump knows nothing about anything, and he just won on a platform of, I have a red hat and I sound like how you talk. That's how he won. And he doesn't know anything about climate change, and he's surrounded by people who deny it, which is just completely wrong, because to deny science is to court an impossibility of living in a world that values fact.
Were you at all surprised with the results of the election?
I, in fact, was very surprised, as many of the news forecasts said that Hillary Clinton was destined to win, with about 80% saying that she would win the election. So watching the election live was actually very surprising, seeing Donald flip all the 5 necessary states he needed to win.
So what do you think about the difference between the popular and electoral vote?
Well, I think it's clearly an issue that if someone is able to win the popular vote but not the election, it's going against the people's will. If there are more votes for one person than the other, clearly the majority of America wants that person to be the president. So with our current electoral college system, maybe it can finally be seen that it's flawed and a change can occur in the near future.
What do you think about the fact that Donald Trump doesn't believe in climate change?
I think it's a real issue. Climate change is truly affecting our society and the whole world. We need to open our eyes to see that us as humans burning fossil fuels is greatly increasing the temperature way out of proportion of like the normal scale. People say, oh, the earth gets colder and hotter in cycles, but clearly we're going way out of that and it's getting way hotter than it needs to be. So I believe Donald Trump should rethink this and start putting more money into climate change research.
Were you surprised with the results of the election?
Yes, I thought Hillary Clinton was definitely going to win the election, since all the polls had her at either 90% or above chance of winning.
Did you support Hillary Clinton?
I did not support Hillary Clinton, although I did vote for her.
What do you think about Trump's actions on social media?
I think Trump should stay off of social media for the time being, since all he's doing is causing himself more harm than good, and he should be focusing on his transition phase to presidency.
Do you think he'll be relatively successful as a president?
I think he has the potential to do things to make this country go in the right direction, but whether he or not he actually tries to do those things and if he'll be successful is a very important question that we should all ask ourselves.
Because you supported neither candidate, do you think that there was even a possible step forward for America during this election?
No.